And we're back, and we're staying on the track of talking about respiration and how it's important to our body. So for the workout, just going ahead and putting out there that I'm going to relate this concept to is actually deadlifts. And we're going to talk about the oxyhemoglobin curve. So I have a very basic drawn out curve here. I have 3 lines. I don't know if you can see this one so well, so we're going to kind of draw over them. One shifted to the left. And this is our main curve, and one is shifted to the right. So our oxyhemoglobin curve is telling us how readily available oxygen is for our body to be utilized. So it relates back to our VO2 max and how oxygen can actually be utilized. But this is not a direct concept with that, because the oxyhemoglobin is us thinking about our hemoglobin that we have. We're going to say this is a fully saturated hemoglobin. And so when we start exercising, we're going to have a decrease in pH, meaning it's going to become more acidic. We're going to have an increase in temperature. And then we're also going to have an increase in CO2, which also correlates back to pH. So, with those 3 concepts, we're going to have that shift to the right. And the shift to the right on the oxyhemoglobin curve is going to basically break down our hemoglobin and then allow oxygen to offload in a more easy manner. And then when we're shifting to the left, that's when we're going back into a rested state, and that hemoglobin has an opportunity to regenerate itself, per se. And then we're going to then shift back to our normal state. So, like I said, for the exercise I'm relating this to is deadlifts. And when I begin working out, after the warm-up and I start getting into my heavier sets, when I'm actually in a working load for what my body is accustomed to, then my temperature is going to increase. Even with the warm-up itself, I'm going to have a decrease in pH because of the hydrogens that are going to accumulate at the end of ETC. And then I'm also going to have an increase in CO2 because, like in the last video of respiration, we're going to have a buildup of CO2 as we're increasing activity levels. So we're going to begin breathing harder. And then that shift will continue until it hits a plateau to then allow the hemoglobin to release the oxygen in a faster manner. The way we read this graph is going to be reversed to what we are accustomed to. So we're going to read it from right to left, because this is basically the highest point where oxygen is going to be at, as if it's directly from the lungs. And then we have kind of a line here where we have to think about the oxygen that's utilized in the heart, and then on the downward slope, then that's when the body is actually going to be utilizing the oxygen. Till next time.